Hey, what's up, friends? I hope you're all feeling good. So, we got our first major controversy following United States slaughter of Thailand the day before yesterday. The score was 13-0, and the criticism was about the way that the US players celebrated after goals. Even when they were up with double digits. So a lot of people thought it was unsportsmanlike, and they were not showing the respect that they should to the Thai players. And there were some Canadian experts that had some criticism, and I saw some of the Swedish players also express their, grievances with the way the US players celebrated. And then we had this tweet from Abby Wambach, the former international US player, and she tweeted, "For all that have issues with many goals, for some players this is their first World Cup goal and they should be excited. Imagine it being you out there. This is your dream of playing and then scoring in a World Cup. Celebrate. Would you tell a men's team to not score or celebrate?" Now she got some pushback on this, and I have my own thoughts about her comments or thoughts there as well. So first of all, I would understand that if it's your first goal in a World Cup, then it's okay to be excited. I would be excited too. I mean, I think it's most people's dream playing the World Cup, and even scoring in the World Cup, that would be something amazing. But if you're up, double digits, maybe show respect, don't rub it in their faces. Because I've been on both sides of this stick here. I've been playing for a team that were up, double digits, and I've been playing for a team who were down double digits. And for the teams that I play with, when we were up with a lot of goals, the coach told us to, if you score, then don't get too excited. Show some respect. And if I saw someone celebrating wildly, if we were down double digits or with a lot of goals, we would try to take out that guy for sure. So again, don't rub it in. It doesn't look good. And then there were also the fact that she tweeted, "Would you tell a men's team to not score or celebrate?" So first of all, the criticism was not about scoring goals. This is not the beer league. This is professional football, and I think that if you get a chance to score. All right. No need to just play around, because that's even more disrespectful. If you get a chance, you score. The criticism was more about the celebrations afterwards, where they score a goal and then they involve the whole bench in their celebration. I think that's what people took offense with. And I mentioned briefly yesterday in my review that the national hockey team, National Hockey League, that if a team is up with a lot of goals, they tend to play their stars, their best players, a little bit less, and then they play other players in certain situations. Now, what I said yesterday is that maybe they could have subbed out a few players, but to be honest, US have a lot of good players on the bench as well, so I'm not sure what kind of difference they will make. And also, I mean, they could have subbed out Alex Morgan, but then on the other hand, she scored 5 goals and tied a record. So I think that was the right choice to keep her on. And also, the fact that we wouldn't tell the men's team to not celebrate. There's talks about it all the time. Do not. If you're up a lot of goals, don't celebrate. And you can see that players who score goals and they're even if they're up just 4-0 and they score 5-0, then it's not huge celebrations because the game's over. and so I think that the criticism, well, that point of view is I don't. There's no point bringing up the man or woman card here. It's just show some respect. Now let's take a look here at some of the games with the biggest goal difference. So obviously we have the game between the US and Thailand as the game with the biggest goal difference, 13-0, and then second place Germany versus Argentina, 11-0 in 2007, and just look how far Argentina has come since then. Just what was that, 12 years later they snagged a point from Japan. That's how far they come since that World Cup. Then Germany versus Ivory Coast, 10-0 2015, and the same tournament Switzerland, Ecuador, 10-1. Now these teams are not in this World Cup, so you know, we've gone far from that time. Then shared fourth place Hungary, El Salvador, 10-1 in 1982, and this is the men's tournament. So as you can see, there were big score differences in the men's World Cup as well. Then Hungary, South Korea, it's 9-0 in 1954, and Yugoslavia against Zaire, 9-0 in 1974. All these tournaments were the men's tournament. And now let's have a look at these results here, which is pretty interesting. So we have Sweden, Japan, 8-0 in 1991. Look at Japan now. They won the World Cup, and they were an outsider to compete for the title. So going from 8-0 against Sweden to now surpassing Sweden, winning a World Cup, being a World Cup final. Sweden hasn't been in a World Cup final since 2013. So Japan, since that game, have not only caught up with Sweden, they surpassed them as well. So what I want to say with that is that you gotta let this team participate in these kind of tournaments, because they learn, and from there you can build something. I know maybe for Thailand, I don't know how many people watching the games, but you know, there's gonna be enough girls watching that game and seeing Thailand play, and you know, think to themselves that could be me. That could definitely be me. So I think we should definitely let these teams participate, because there have been talks about why Thailand is playing instead of Denmark, for example, because Denmark is obviously a better team. But it's the FIFA World Cup, not the FIFA ranking 1 to 24 Cup. Alright, so we gotta let teams from other parts of the world that might not be as good as some of the European teams participate. We want to, especially for women's soccer, spread the sport. So this is the right way to go, even though we're gonna see these kind of results, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see these kind of results maybe next World Cup as well. But these teams are definitely catching up, and as you can see with Japan and with Nigeria, who lost 8-0 in 1995 against Norway. Now they lost against Norway, but it's a much tighter game. So you can see how far each team has come since then. And then I just put in Sweden against Cuba, 8-0 against in 1938, and that was the men's tournament. And Cuba hasn't been in the World Cup since then. So there's been huge goal differences in both in the men's tournament and the women's tournament. And also, watching these games, we learned something. We learned that the Thai keeper Chor Charoning is not a great goalkeeper. She's pretty awful. She had a pretty awful game, and that's something we can take with us. Well, that's that, and I think that we can put this game behind us and look forward. And well, thank you so much for watching, and if you like this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next.